if you always have to shrink yourself to maintain the peace, that's not peace, that's self-abandonment.
Our whole life we have been taught about the idea that real friendship stays forever, and if a true friendship ends, someone in the relationship must be toxic and disloyal. But I think real life doesn't work like that, because people change, priorities change, values change, mindset change, and maybe you outgrew the version of yourself that a friendship was built on, and it's true for me all the time.
The truth is that when you start growing, not everyone can continue growing with you. Maybe you start setting boundaries. Maybe you stop gossiping. Maybe your goals and mindset change. Maybe you stop people pleasing. There are many ways in which you can change. And suddenly you do not fit into the dynamic anymore. Because let's be honest, some friendships only survive when you stay quiet, small, and be available all the time. So when you grow, distance is inevitable, not because you are better than them, just because you are no longer the same. Now let's together we admit the fact that a lot of friendships are built on familiarity, not connection. Same school, same workplace, same struggles, same routines. But when your life changes and you become a better version of yourself, that shared ground disappears, right? And without that shared ground, there's nothing left to hold that friendship together. And maybe you gonna think, but I miss them all the time. I miss them and I want to have them as my friends in my life. But missing someone doesn't mean that they are good for you. Missing someone doesn't mean that you should keep them in your life, because sometimes you miss the memories, not the person they are now. So let's be clear on that point and separate the difference. One of the hardest parts about losing friends, I think, maybe the guilt. Like, you always feel guilty because you feel like you owe them the access to your life because of the past, right? Because of what you guys have been through. But self-growth requires the utmost honesty. So if a friendship feels draining to you, if you always feel misunderstood, if you always have to shrink yourself to maintain the peace, that's not peace, that's self-abandonment, and that's also not loyalty. So what I want to say is, choosing peace over people, over your friends, doesn't make you a cold person, doesn't make you a disloyal person. It makes you become more self-aware. So please think for yourself first. Think about what you have to let go in order to achieve the version of yourself that you've always wanted. And it kind of reminds me of the quote, quality over quantity. For me, it's not just a quote, it's a lifestyle shift. I realized that when I started living by that quote, I started having fewer friendships and fewer connections, but deeper and healthier friendships. Because growth doesn't always look like gaining more people in your life. Sometimes it looks like having fewer in my case. So what I'm trying to say is, losing friends means you know who you are now, you have higher standards, you respect your energy, you choose yourself. Last but not least, you're no longer surviving, you're choosing yourself, you're choosing your priorities, and that's a good sign. So if you're losing friends right now, maybe a lot of friends, I don't know, but please don't be panicked. Just calm down and ask yourself 3 questions. Am I being more honest? Am I being more self-aware? Am I more peaceful and aligned with myself? And if all the answers are yes, then maybe you are not losing friends, but you are just making space for the version that you are becoming in the future. The right people and the real friends, the right friends, won't need the old version of you to stay. They won't need you to shrink. They won't need you to over explain your boundaries. They won't need you to stay stuck just to feel comfortable. They don't need you to stay stuck just so they can't feel comfortable. The friendships that are meant for your next level will meet you there. So don't be afraid of the space. Don't rush just to fill the silence. Don't ever think of going back just because it's familiar, because sometimes growth is lonely because it's powerful. And the last thing I want to say, if you're watching this video, that if this is the season that you feel you are outgrowing a lot of people in your life, then I want you to know that it's not loss, it's evolution. And evolution is never comfortable, but it's always necessary. So just be patient, just give yourself some time, okay? And I will see you on the next vlog. Thank you for watching to the end.